Welcome back to the DFS Special. I'm your host, your DFS Jerusalem, coming to you live from the list. You got 150 entries, and then you're a shark, and I don't fuck with you. So there's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're gonna be in the running for the Snowflake of the Year. Get your shit together with your snowflake. I'm here at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up. Stop. Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. This is what's really gonna help you out. You know how I feel about the home dogs. There's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scored all them points over there? Player of the night.
Get him in your lineups. Get them in there, and let's go get this money.
Thursday, let's go, and remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300.
Yo, what's going on? Yo, big shout out to the homie Lonza Beecher, man. He's the one that laced me with the theme music, the intro, the kick down the door, walk up in that bitch music. Appreciate the homie for that, man. Yo, what's up? What's happening? This is your boy, of course, the DFS Jerusalem. You can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Shout out to the homie Dijon Allen. What's up, big homie? Good to see you, fam. I'll see you soon. Yo, pretty interesting two-game slate we had. Ended up breaking even. Made some money on FanDuel. A few bucks on FanDuel, lost a little bit on DraftKings. So that's how that goes. I've got something to play with to continue to keep on rolling. Yo, it was a pretty tough slate though. You had to get it right. I had like 15 bucks invested on DraftKings, and I had a similar amount invested on FanDuel. Ended up losing 5 bucks on DraftKings, winning maybe almost $6. So I won like $1 today. It was kind of weird, right? So not a big return on the old investment, but it's cool. I mean, I didn't lose nothing. I get to fight another day. We've got this nice 11-game slate about to pop off. I'm very excited about that. So let's go ahead. We're gonna go with our regular formatting of the show. Of course, I did not come up with a core 4. Usually 6 or more games, I will etch out a definitive core 4. Didn't get to do my core 4 review from the other day, but we had Joel Embiid in that bitch, and that core 4 wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But well, I had Markieff Morris, I had Joel Embiid, I had Big Game Dame who dropped 50 at that point, and one other guy. But I had very little Gasol. That's what killed me. Well, actually, very little. I'm trying to be modest. I had 0 Gasol. That's what killed me. And I talk a lot about, you gotta understand, I preach this to you all a lot. Whenever we see an injury to a stud on the team, like the other night, Mike Conley was out. Everybody was all up in arms about starting 2 people that came off of the bench. One of them was a very good play. Well, they both were decent plays because Mario Chalmers came in and did what you would expect him to do. Worst case scenario, he did what you would expect him to do. Ricky Reek came off and crushed. Tyreek Evans came in and crushed. But Marc Gasol killed it. Marc Gasol killed it. So that's what I say a lot of times, man. Before you instantly go to the value and you want to roster the guy that's behind whoever is injured, take a look at who's already been entrusted to be on the court first and see if that usage or some of that scoring load, shifts to that person, the way we saw it do to Marc Gasol. Now, the beautiful thing about that day is it didn't kill me because I was so stuck on Embiid. That's why I didn't see Gasol waiting in the bushes with 70 points. I was so stuck on Embiid. Well, Embiid went out and dropped 90. So it did make up for me not being on Gasol in my lineups, and I was able to turn a little profit. So let's go ahead, man. We're gonna chop this up, talk a little bit about what happened last night. It's only 2 games, so it's not a lot to go over. Of course, I do that so that you can, maybe you couldn't watch all the games. Maybe you're not in a situation where you can watch all the games. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you through that, let you know what I saw that you might be able to use and take that on through for the rest of the season, or if not for the rest of the week. So we're gonna start in Boston, where this just in, the Celtics are the real deal, and I think one of the best things that happened to the Celtics team, and this is gonna sound stupid, and shout out to the homie Gordon Hayward, man. I'm very sorry that I even have to say something like this, but the development of Jaylen Brown, has accelerated, and Tatum as well. But Brown, more so. The development of those young players, man, has skyrocketed. And a lot of that is due to the fact that they've been forced into the fire, so to speak. You don't have Gordon Hayward, a seasoned, experienced veteran guy that does play that point forward role and was going to handle the ball a lot when Kyrie wasn't in the game, or when Kyrie was coming off screens. He was going to be getting fed by the homie Gordon Hayward. So those guys have stepped in and really shown some really solid flashes, especially Jaylen Brown. Man, Jaylen Brown went ham. But let's go ahead. We're gonna talk about the visiting team first. If I told you tonight that the combined total for the one of these games is gonna be 180 point total. One of these games. Which game would you think was gonna be a combined 180 total? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I told you one team on the slate was gonna score 88 points, which team did you think it would be? Certainly not the Golden State Warriors, man. So for 24 minutes, excuse me, in 34 minutes, we saw 24 points from Durant leading the team there. 3 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, a couple of block shots. He shot 50% from the field, but just did not shoot a ton. He just didn't shoot a ton. Draymond Green, 11 and 8 rebounds with 5 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks. He shot 27% from the field. Draymond hit 3 of 11 shots. And I think that's what kind of cost him the game, him not being able to put the ball in the basket. Jaja in 17 minutes had 6 and 60 with 1 assist while shooting 75% from the field. Klay Thompson, 13 and 7 to go with 3 assists. Also had a block shot while shooting 27% from the field. And check this out. Steph Curry, man, 31 minutes, 9 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, 4 steals. He shot 3 for 14, bro. 2 of 9 from 3. Horrible shooting performance from the Golden State Warriors. And that's why I don't want you to think that, oh, man, Boston is so much better than Golden State. That's not what it is. Boston played excellent defensively, as they have been all season long. But you couple that with a really off night from the bulk of the Golden State shooters, and that's what this means. It means a 4-point loss. You know what I mean? A 4-point loss. So Boston played the best defensive game I've seen them play so far this season. Golden State has shot the ball tonight worse as I've ever seen them shoot the ball, and it resulted in only a 4-point loss. So think about that going forward. The tea leaves still say Golden State is the team to beat. It still says that. So let's take a look on the Celtics side. My bad. We didn't do the feature 4. But you know what? Let's talk about this shit, man. Real quick. Because the who that scored on the points over their play tonight is Troy Daniels. 3K was the price on him. 33.25 DraftKings points, 11x value. In 26 minutes, he had 23 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, and 7 3-point shots. Awesome game for him. Next, we're talking about how did I miss that play? It was Greg Monroe. He went out 10x on him as well. And I can tell you how I missed out on Greg Monroe. I hate some of the designations that they be given. Why the fuck would you tell us before lock that his minutes are going to be monitored, and then after lock tell us that he's going to be starting? So before lock, you tell us that Greg Monroe's minutes are going to be monitored before lock, right? Before the ball's even tipped, we already know Greg Monroe is going to have his minutes monitored. Well, then after lock, we see where he's going to be starting. What the fuck kind of bullshit is that, man? Like, that's the dumbest shit they could do. I hate that, bro. Because if I knew he's starting, I didn't care if his minutes would be monitored or not. I knew if he's starting, he's good enough to go, and I would have had him in a lot more spots. I had no Greg Monroe, absolutely 0 Greg Monroe, because I didn't know he was starting. We didn't know he was starting until after lineups already locked up, and that sucks. That's whack. That's whack as fuck the way they do that, bro. Like, tell us what's going on, man. That's horrible. Now, the heat check play tonight can only go to one person. This is Mr. James Harden. 35 minutes. Yo, this game blew the fuck out. It was bad. 48 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, hit 6 3-point shots, a couple steals, a block. He did have 5 turnovers, but all in all, excellent game from the Beard, Mr. James Harden. Shout out to the homie Beard Gang. No Shave November. I know you see it. I got it rocking. It's almost like Rick Ross. Just a little gray. As you know, the homie turned 39 other day. So, now we must talk about that one motherfucker. And it is you, Mr. Jason Tatum. Today, man, yo, I don't know how you could see the homie ball the way he was and just don't do shit. Like 12 points, 4 boards, a steal, a turnover in 27 minutes. They had to pull you from the game in certain spots because you were a defensive liability. When the team wanted to play great defense, they got rid of your ass, and you are too long, lengthy, and rangy to be that guy who can't stay in front of people. Come on, bro. Get your shit together. Tonight, Mr. Tatum, Jason, you're a shadow. And you know why you're a shadow? Because you're a motherfucking snowflake with your old snowflake ass. And I'm not going to roster your young rookie bitch ass again. Let's get on with the rest of the motherfucking show. Thank you. Now, let's go ahead. We're going back to Boston, man. Now we're going to talk about what everybody else did, aside from Mr. Tatum with his old snowflake ass. Jaylen Brown, 34 minutes, leading the team in minutes, 22 points, 7 boards, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 18 field goals attempted, 7 field goals made. He shot 38%. Could have had a better shooting game, but still, all in all, shot 37% from 3, hit 3 of 8. That was decent. Kyrie started off very slow, but he ended up 16 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and he was there at the end of the game to close. And if you're watching this, you may not be, but big game Dame Lillard. If you're watching this, this is the type of motherfucker that you need to look at. This is the type of motherfucker that you need to be looking at. Like, the dude, he was shooting bad, he was looking bad, didn't look really good, like he was looking shitty all game. But then when it was time in the end, when this team needed buckets, he was like, thanks, Jaylen Brown. Oh, Jaylen, you did such a great job. You kept us in the game. Thanks, man, but I got it from here. And he goes out and he wins the game. Like, that's what I need Dame Lillard to do. That's what I need Big Game Dame to do. So, Kyrie, man, pretty good. Dug himself out of a hole. And he only shot 25% from the field, man. 4 for 16. But he did a lot of that damage toward the end of the game, man. So, very solid game there for Kyrie Irving. Marcus Smart, 1 point in 30 minutes. I don't even want to talk about that motherfucker no more. Markieff Morris, pretty decent. 26 minutes, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Also had a block shot while shooting 40% from the field. Pretty solid there. The next game we're going to get into, and the nightcap, the last game on the slate, was the Houston Rockets going to Phoenix to take on the Suns. Ryan Anderson lit it all the way up. 24 points, 4 boards. He also had a block shot. He shot 58% from the field, hit 6 of 10 3-point shots. Anytime he's shooting like that, that is money for him. Trevor Ariza was decent. 35 minutes. He led the team. He had 11 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, and 1 steal. And he closed the game out with the second team. So that's why he was on the court for so much longer than everybody else. You know, we saw 34 minutes of James Harden in this massive blowout. 48, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Very solid game there for James Harden. Eric Gordon off of the bench in 25 minutes had 13 and 2, 2 with 3 assists, 2 blocks, and 4 of 10 field goals made for 40%. Pretty solid there. Clint Capella, 12 and 10. Mr. Reliable, nice double-double. Nice. 12 and 10 to go with 2 assists and 2 block shots while shooting 54% from the field. And Chris Paul, another one. Oh, he's... Well, actually, I saw this coming. And I should have played Chris Paul. I actually saw this coming. Because we went through this the other night with Nick Batum. When it was like, he's going to get 20 minutes. He's going to get 20 minutes, 10 in one half, 10 in the second half, and then he ended up playing 30 minutes. It was kind of similar what happened here with Chris Paul. He only played 20 minutes and 45 seconds, so they were kind of true to form. But he did get a ton of usage in those minutes. 11 points, 4 boards, 10 assists, 2 steals, while shooting 42% from the field. He had a couple of 3-point shots. Very, very nice game for the homie. So no hard, no money, which was the way, it went down, man. So let's go take a look at the Phoenix side. T.J. Warren underwhelmed in his 26 minutes, 14 and 3 to go with 3 assists, 1 steal. And I was kind of disappointed with Devin Booker's performance. I mean, he did 18 points and 10 assists. It was a decent game. Also had a couple of rebounds while shooting 43% from the field. But it seemed like he did not want to go down with his ship. Like he just sat the entire fourth quarter. And I really didn't appreciate that. I would expect him to be out there and continue the ball with some of the rest of the stars. Like Greg Monroe was out there towards the end of the game, and that's when he cleaned up. 20 points, 11 boards, 1 assist, 2 steals, and a block shot in 26 minutes. Yo, Josh Jackson is the truth. Off of the bench in 28 minutes, he had 16 and 3, doing 3 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. And the funny part about this was Houston just did not know how to stop playing fast, and that definitely helped some of the Phoenix Suns guys if you did get some exposure to them. So let's go ahead. Like I said, we got a nice 11-game slate popping off. We're going to jump right into it, man. Get there. I want to take an overall look from top to bottom and see what we have in terms of salary and who to pay for. So we're coming from DraftKings. As you can see, the highest salary guy on the slate is going to be LeBron James at 11.2. Going to the Clippers, I kind of like that. Anytime I can get LeBron in a situation where I feel like I'm going to get 4 quarters of LeBron, I can definitely take a look here. Even though the price is 11.2, that's usable for me. It really is. And just real quick, man, you know, the wife and I, we went to the Hornets and Cleveland Cavaliers game the other night. And, bro, like, it's one thing to watch LeBron on TV, and I'm not a LeBron guy. Like, I'm actually a LeBron hater. But that dude is fucking awesome to watch. Like, he is awesome to watch, bro. I'm telling you, like, there was a point in the game when they were doing a pick switch, you know what I'm saying? And Kevin Love was being guarded by Dwight Howard, and LeBron had like Nick Batum on him, or MKG was on him in some spots. And what they would do was they would pick switch, and you could tell the Hornets were okay with LeBron being covered by Dwight Howard. Like, they were cool with that, because especially once we get down inside the cylinder, because Dwight Howard is the only person on the court, the only person in the stadium who LeBron can't just push down like a rag doll and go to the basket on, right? And whenever that switch would happen, bro, LeBron would back up a few steps, and he would dare Dwight to take a couple steps toward the three-point line, and he would just blow right by him. That dude is cat quick, 6'8", 265. I'm talking about cat quick. It's awesome to watch in person, bro. I mean, like I said, I'm not even a LeBron fan. Like, I don't even like that dude. I think he's a bitch. But just for what he's a beast, though. He is so good. He's really good. All right, so definitely top 25 player of all time. Top 25 player of all time. Kobe's top 10. Michael's number 1. So then we got Boogie Cousins at 10.9, who I absolutely love here. Is going to be usable against the Denver Nuggets. You've got Westbrook, who I can't play Westbrook at 10.3. Westbrook is going to have to be 9. Yo, can we get this? Somebody go write the people from DraftKings and tell them that we would like to play Russell Westbrook at some point. So could you please price him like the regular other motherfuckers that's his type of player. Like, he's not on a team where he's gonna have to get triple doubles every night. He's like a regular guy. We're happy to get a double double out of Russell Westbrook now. So he can be priced at 8.9, 9.3, something like that. Like, he doesn't have to be 10.3 all the time. Like, those days are over. Like, we're done with that. We're done with that. You got AD at 10.2, who I absolutely like here. Love Karl-Anthony Towns going to Dallas. At the top, we're looking pretty good, man. You got Wall against Miami again. They just played Miami in Washington. Now they're going to Miami. So that's something to look at. Porzingis in Toronto looks to be a pretty solid matchup at 9K. That's pretty priced up. I love that we get like a little discount on Andre Drummond. I think he has had some success against the homie Miles Turner. So 8.9 looks like a good price. Anytime you get Dame, big game Dame under 9K, I'm gonna have some consideration there. Blake Griffin is usable in my opinion against Cleveland. You got Whiteside at 8.4. Paul George, too expensive. Look at Jokic at 8.1. That looks nice. Yeah, we got to talk about that. DDR still there against the Knicks, going to New York, 7.9. That's so usable. Kemba, in any other circumstance, I don't want to play Kemba. I'd hate to play him away from Charlotte, but I may give him some consideration here. And Devin Booker, good. See, the cool thing about Devin Booker sitting out that fourth quarter is now going to LA. He's going to be fresh. 7.8 in LA. Ooh, that could be tough because he could be matched up with KCP. So we're going to have to look at that, which makes me like KCP automatically at the crib. And this is going to be, we're going to kill. We're going to eat. Oh, my God. I've got so much to say about it. Let's go. First game, we got Detroit Pistons and the Indiana Pacers. I am going to holler at the homie Rod Beard. You can follow him on Twitter at Detroit News, I believe. Let's pull up his Twitter real quick. Make sure. At DET News, Rod Beard. Very solid guy in terms of being a beat writer for the Detroit Pistons. I'm gonna hit him up tomorrow get some information, whatever he can give me about shoot around and what's going on with the Pistons. Drummond at 8.9, definitely guys to be in play for me, as is Miles Turner at 7.2. I like him. Vic Oladipo, with them not having Avery Bradley really hurts my Depot ownership, because I really want to play Depot on this spot, but Avery Bradley, man, is such a really good defender on the perimeter that I don't think I can get there. Tobias Harris 6.4, definitely a guy that I'm going to be using. I like him tomorrow here. Reggie Jackson at 6.1 is of course usable against Darren Collison. Thad Young looks to be appealing in some respects. Maybe some Bojan Bogdanovic at 4.5. I could get behind that. Ish Smith off of the bench at 3.6. If you need it, I think you can go there and get some solid minutes from him. Lance Stevenson at 3.5. Maybe if you dumpster diving, you can get there. Next game we got is going to be the Miami Heat and the Washington Wizards. Washington's at home in the spot. Okay, let's look. I want to see what the last, because I believe he just played him. He might have just played him in Washington. In Miami. Yeah, they were just in Miami, and he dropped 47, priced at 8.7. So now he's at home, and he's 9.2. John Wall at home, man. I think I could get behind that. I want to look at this and take a look at Wall's home road splits. Home for John Wall. 40, 31, 49, 51, 48, 42, 48, 49. Pretty decent on the road. He's been better this season at home, but he did have his worst game of the season on at home, though. He did, but he's been better. He's better at home though. So yeah, I definitely can get behind John Wall here. Yes, I can get behind John Wall. Brad Beal, yes, at 7.5. I think that's definitely playable. Otto Porter at 6.2. I don't love it, but I think if you had to, I could play it. Whiteside, yeah, I can play Whiteside at 8.4. I kind of like that. Maybe some Dragic. He is playable at 6.7. Anytime you get Dragic under 7K, he's a guy you got to consider. Dion Waiters, yes, I kind of like him. Josh Richardson at 4.6 for the cheap could be in play. James Johnson off of the bench, don't really love that, but I think Kelly Olynyk at 4.3 is a guy that you may be able to use. Next game we got is going to be the Utah Jazz going to Brooklyn to take on the Nets here. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson leading the team in usage at 6K. I think he's a guy that you could definitely get behind. DeMarre Carroll, I don't love him, but he's playable at 5.6. Trevor Booker, if he's starting, yes, at 4.5, I can get behind him. And Spencer Dinwiddie, of course, because with the injury to D'Angelo Russell, that's gonna lead to more minutes. Oladipo gonna eat. He's an all-star. Oladipo's like my guy Oladipo is like my guy this year. The guy that I researched and studied him in the offseason, saw him play a little bit, listened to what he was saying, and he's the guy for me. I think he's gonna be like the most improved player in the NBA this year. Just not against Avery Bradley. So, Dinwiddie, of course, at 5.5 is the guy I'm going to be looking at. On the other side, Ricky Rubio is a game-time decision. If by some chance Ricky Rubio does not play, that is really going to put me all over Donovan Mitchell. And funny thing, because Donovan Mitchell was just in New York playing at Madison Square Garden, and he had a bunch of family there, and it was supposed to be like, oh my God, Donovan Mitchell's going to show out. All his family is there. It's going to be dope. Oh my God, 200 people are there. Well, now they're in Brooklyn, and he didn't show out last time against the Knicks. So maybe this is the time where it happens. So maybe this is it, because he only had 28 fantasy points against the Knicks. So maybe against the Nets, we can play guys against the Nets. We target them. They play at a pretty decent pace. The total was 211. It's only a 1.5 differential here. So I like Mitchell already, but if we know for sure that Ricky Rubio is not playing, that is definitely going to tell us to lock him in. Get some Derek Favors as well. Rodney Hood is playable also at 5.4. I kind of like him. So this can be a good game. This is going to be a game a lot of people are not going to want to really target, but I definitely think there's some meat to pick off of the bone here. Next game we got is going to be the Los Angeles Clippers going to Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers. The Cavs are a 6.5-point favorite at the crib. 222 points is going to be that total. Blake Griffin I like him. I cannot play DeAndre Jordan. Yo, DeAndre Jordan is not the same. Yo, you look at him, bro, and yo, it's the way that Chris Paul would set the table for him repeatedly, repeatedly. That's not happening this year. That's just not happening. And he's really not. He's not playing well. He's not. And you got guys like Austin Rivers who are not true facilitators of the basketball. That's Darius Stonewall, dude, who's a placeholder at this point. So I can't play DeAndre Jordan, but I can play Blake Griffin. And Blake likes that. Blake likes the fact that there's nobody setting up DeAndre Jordan. Either they are doing their little two-man game thing, or he's ISO at the top of the key. He loves that. He low-key did not like Chris Paul being there. So that's why he's taking all the shots now, and he's actually leading the team in usage at 37.1%. Sweet Lou Williams at 6.6. The price is up, but you look at the roster and what they have left. I don't have a problem. You can play Sweet Lou at 6.6. I wouldn't have an issue there. Yeah. DeAndre Jordan, he needs a point guard to really set the table for him, and I really wish we could have him in New York. That'd be nice. That'd be dope. All right, on the other side, LeBron James, you already talked about him. Definitely always in play here. Kevin Love as well, 7.6, really solid price on him. I might get behind JR here at 4.3. I think I can use JR in this spot, and that will be it for me. Maybe some Jeff Green if I'm getting really super ambitious at 4K. Next game we got is going to be the New York Knicks. My New York Knicks going to Air Canada to take on the Toronto Raptors. You got Kristaps Porzingis at 9K. That price is going to separate the men from the boys. People are not going to want to pay up this much for him. You're only going to pay for Porzingis this much if you really like him. Tim Hardaway Jr. 6.7. I think he's still riding a pretty good hot streak, so I think he's going to be usable. Maybe some Frank Nitti off of the bench at 3.8 you can use. Larry DeRozan, yes, just play him. Larry has been otherworldly over the last few games. He has been balling. 48, 42, 34, 49. Why should it stop now? And this is a dude that was like second or third in the league in minutes played last year behind, I believe, LeBron and somebody else. So this is a guy that can play solid minutes. Remember, we do not play Serge Ibaka unless Jonas is out, or unless Kyle Lowry or DeMar DeRozan is out. I cannot play Serge Ibaka under these specific circumstances. Jonas Valanciunas at 5.1 does look like a player that I can use. OG at 3.8. If he's starting again because Norman Powell should be out, that's something that we can consider. Remember, they didn't want to give him a ton of minutes, and there's really nobody for him to like specialize and guard. The reason why he played all those minutes that one game he played 30 minutes was because they were playing the Cleveland Cavaliers, and somebody had to, I believe somebody had to guard LeBron, and that's what they use OG for. Let's see. Excuse me. Somebody had to guard Harden. I'm sorry. Somebody had to guard James Harden, and that's what they used OG for. So unless you think that he's going to be on the floor a ton guarding Tim Hardaway Jr., while DeMar DeRozan plays Courtney Lee, maybe that can be it. So OG could be in play at 3.8 if he is starting. I would have an issue there. And that'd be as far as I could go in this spot. That'd be as far as I can go. Next game we got is going to be the Charlotte Hornets going to Chicago to take on the Bulls. 197.5 point total. I believe this is one of the lowest totals on the slate. Yes, this is the lowest total on the slate here. So we've got Kemba Walker, 7.9. You get Batum back. The price goes up on Kemba. I can't really get there. If we know that Batum is going to be getting his full range of minutes, about 28 to 32 minutes, then that makes him playable. Definitely makes Dwight Howard playable at 7.1. On the other side, I think Market at 6.3 is a guy that we can definitely use. Robin Lopez is a no for me. Jerry and Grant, don't really love him too much. Justin Holiday, 6K. Usable, you could play him if you need to, but I wouldn't press the issue. Maybe some Denzel Valentine off of the bench at 4.3 could be somebody that I would take a look at. And we saw that if Nick Batum is limited in his minutes, where he played, well, let's take a look at how many minutes he played. He was supposed to only play 20 last game. But let's take a look. How many did he actually play? Dude played 32 minutes against Cleveland. So Batum is good. Batum at 6K is what you want. Like, you want to play Batum at 6K. Like, it might be a core 5 tomorrow and just play Batum. Like, yeah, at 6K you want to play Batum, especially at this matchup. You do. All right, next game we got Oklahoma City Thunder going to San Antonio, take on the Spurs. Who jumps out to me? Who jumps off of the page here to me as a play that I have to play? It's going to be Kyle Anderson at 4.5. On the other side, maybe some Carmelo Anthony at 6.8. I kind of like him in this spot. Steven Adams still going to be a game time decision. So if that's the case, and you know you're not going to be seeing Steven Adams out there, then that does make you want to take a look more so at LaMarcus Aldridge. This is a different defensive team in the front court without Steven Adams. And so if Adams is out, you can definitely look to LaMarcus Aldridge. Somebody's got to score these points. That's a guy that I definitely think that you all can use. Next game we got is going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves going to Dallas to take on the Mavericks. Automatic. Give me that Karl Anthony Towns, baby. 9.4. The price is up on him. But it's still usable. It is. Jeff Teague, yes. 6.8. Dennis Smith Jr., yes. Because Jeff Teague is one of the worst perimeter defenders in the point guard position in the league. So you can most certainly play Dennis Smith Jr. here. Harrison Barnes does appeal to me, but just a little bit. Yo, I want y'all to see something about Dirk, man. Look at his games. 31, 7, 25, 12, 12, 14, 29, 26, 23. Like the minutes with him. 29, 20, 25, 19, 21. Like the minutes with him. You got to watch his minutes, bro. You got to watch his minutes. And he just got 29 minutes against San Antonio. So I don't think he's going to get a ton of minutes in this game. So that's why I don't love Dirk, even though he's priced at 4.2. Well, he has had a couple of days of rest. But Dennis Smith Jr., I love him. Okay, I'll highlight Dirk here, and we'll come back and check on that later on. But Dennis Smith Jr., man, gotta like him. JJ Barea off of the bench at 4.3. Definitely wanted to consider him. We got a price on Jimmy Butler at 7.3. Don't really love it, especially when I can get Andrew Wiggins at 6.6. I would much rather go there. Yo, I like this, man. A balanced line should crush it tomorrow. Don't see the expensive guys going crazy. I don't know, man. Let's get there. In this game, we got it's gonna be the Portland Trailblazers going to Sacramento, going to Sacktown to take on the Kings. 199-point total. The Portland Trailblazers are bringing in a 7.5-point differential with them. They are the favorites in this spot. Zebo, 4.9. Zebo cheap as shit, man, and I think I might want to take advantage of that. He's very cheap, and I kind of like that. George Hill at 4K if he starts. Yeah, I think that's usable. Of course, you know, blowout potential is real, but we can't predict blowouts, man. So Nurkic looks like a good play for me, as does McCollum and Lillard. Those are going to be the usual suspects. Maybe some Evan Turner off of the bench if you want to get real jiggy with it. Buddy Hield. Maybe some De'Aaron Fox. That should be fine. Next game we got is the game that everybody's going to probably want to have some sort of interest in, and that's the New Orleans Pelicans going to Denver to take on the Nuggets. And, of course, Nikola Jokic at 8.1 is so appealing. I love this spot. So, yo, today is a two-center day, in my opinion. I really do. I think centers versus Sacramento. Didn't Dedmon kill them? Yes, Dedmon did kill them. Yes. That's why I like Nurkic. Dedmon did kill them. But, yeah, man, I think Jokic is in play, as is Millsap. People tend to think that you can't play bigs against New Orleans, against the Twin Towers, but that's just not true, man. Cats get off against them. Bigs get off against them. You can play those guys. Will Barton is going to be coming off of the bench tomorrow at 5.8. So Gary Harris, game time decision, but he should play. And if Gary Harris does play, he's the guy that I'm going to be considering at 5.2. I kind of like him. Also, we know that point guards can really get off against the Denver Nuggets here, so that would really put me onto Drew Holiday, most certainly. Point guard and shooting guards, actually. Drew Holiday at 6.5. Rajon Rondo at 4.4. I want to take a look at this, man. Does Rajon Rondo, what's his minutes looking like? He only played 14 minutes the other day. He's expected to play 20 to 24 minutes. If you give me, and this was updated 8 minutes ago, if you give me 24 minutes of Rajon Rondo at 4.4 with finishers like Boogie and AD, I can pretty much stack New Orleans against the Denver Nuggets. Like, this looks usable, bro. I kind of like this one. I think that's nice. And then you got both of them cats under 11K, Boogie and Anthony Davis. There could be something there. There really could. There could be something there. Next game we got is going to be the Phoenix Suns going to Los Angeles to take on the Lakers. We talked about this already, man. Lonzo Ball. Okay, don't get foolish, man, because we know that you can play backcourts against the Phoenix Suns, and don't let your distaste for Lonzo Ball completely take you off of this kid, man. He just had another bad game, and they were talking a lot of shit about him in LA. So you know what that means. He's probably going to come out and play magnificent. And at 7.1 in an up-paced game in LA, where the kid's from, against the Phoenix Suns, probably one of the worst teams in the league against point guards, especially point guards of his type. I don't see how you can completely fade Lonzo Ball, or at least consider him as a core member of some of your roster builds. And with that, it's also going to come Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for us, because we know that all Devin Booker does is shoot Jays, man. He does not play any defense. So those are going to be two guys that I'm going to be considering, as well as Kyle Kuzma at 6.7. If you're going to give me Greg Monroe or even Alex Len matched up against Brook Lopez, I wouldn't have an issue playing either one of those guys. Lopez is just not very good. He's just not. Like, he wants to shoot jumpers. Lonzo has only played well versus Bledsoe. Hey, yeah, too bad Bledsoe's gone. TJ Warren, I love him in this spot at 6.5. And Devin Booker did have a very nice game against the LA Lakers the last time. I think it was 40-something he scored against them. Yeah, he played him twice already, 44 and 55. The first time he played him, when he dropped to 55, I'm not sure if KCP was playing. I'm not sure. Maybe he was. I'm not sure about that. Let's look and check and see what KCP did against the Suns. Yeah, he got off. Okay, yeah, he didn't play that first game. The game where he dropped 55. He didn't play. And I have been a KCP whisperer. I like KCP tomorrow. I really do. So give me KCP, Kuzma, Lonzo Ball. I even think Brandon Ingram is going to need to play slightly at 6.3, even though the price is up on him just a little bit. And I've got Booker, TJ Warren, maybe some Greg Monroe or Alex Len. Might even look at Tyler Ulis here. 225.5 is a point total. This is the late night hammer game. Get you some of this one. I feel like we've got a really solid pool of players here, man. I really do. I think the player pool is pretty litty right now. Let's go look over on FanDuel just to find any price discrepancies and see how that moves, man. Nothing I'm seeing so far. Pretty much everybody is priced up a little bit more on FanDuel, which is what usually happens. So I haven't seen. Maybe Reggie Jackson is cheaper. Reggie Jackson is cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings. I mean, that means something. That means something. Miami, Washington, go over here. Dragic, same price on DraftKings as he is on FanDuel. That's usable. That's something to remember and to look at. Wall 9.7. Okay, let's go to Utah. Let me go to Brooklyn and take out Utah. Donovan Mitchell, 6.4. That's playable. That's definitely playable. Ronnie Hollis Jefferson is at 7.4. That's priced up for Ronnie Hollis Jefferson here. Favorite 6.5. That's priced up. Looks like a bit of a play on DraftKings. Next game is the Clippers going to Cleveland. LeBron is 11.4. It's 200 more than he is on DraftKings. That's usable. Kevin Love. What's the price on Kevin Love on DK? I think he's cheaper. Let's take a look. He's 7.4 on. Let's look. Okay, so Kevin Love is 7.6 on DraftKings, right? He's 7.6 on DraftKings, but on FanDuel, he's 7.4, playable. The only issue with that is he's locked in at center, so that's the only move you can make. So be wary of that. Then we got the Knicks going to Toronto to the Air Canada jump, where you got Kyle Lowry at 8K, DeRozan at 8K. Both of those guys priced pretty fairly. Valanciunas 5.1. OG is 3.2. He's cheaper. OG is cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings. That's usable. Kristaps at 9K, same price. So you could definitely use him on FanDuel. Tim Hardaway Jr., pretty solid price on him. Courtney Lee. Okay, cool. Courtney Lee here, 4.8. Frank Nitty at 4.2. That's usable there. Chicago, going to Chicago. Charlotte at Chicago. Kemba, 8K. A little too rich for my blood. Marketing, he's cheaper on FanDuel. He is on DraftKings, and he's a guy that I like already. He's usable. Nick Batum, 6.5. Yeah, you can use that. Dwight Howard, that's playable as well. All right. This is going to be a good one, man. Oklahoma City and San Antonio, where you get LaMarcus Aldridge. I think he's priced down a little bit from DraftKings to FanDuel, as is Russell Westbrook, but I don't like him at 10K. Just don't like him at 10K. I just don't. I like Carmelo here at 6.5. I think he's just going to be usable. We talked about that already. Rudy Gay, maybe at 4.9. What's Jeremy Grant? Okay, Jeremy Grant is 4.5. That's usable if Steven Adams is out. Minnesota, Dallas. Cat is 9.9. I'd rather play him on DraftKings. Dennis Smith Jr. 6.9. I'd rather play him on DraftKings as well. Harrison Barnes, I'd rather play him on DraftKings. Dirk, 4.7. If we like him, we can play him here on FanDuel or DraftKings. Wesley Matthews, super cheap, 5.1. I kind of like that. JJ Barea, 4.8. Yeah. Teague, 6.7. We can do that. We can do Wiggins at 6.2. He's cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings. I like that. Portland, Sacramento. Dame, 9.5. Ooh. Nurk, 7.7. McCollum. All those guys are priced up where they should be at. De'Aaron Fox, 4.9. Usable. Phoenix and the Lakers. Lonzo, 7.4. That's fair. Ingram, 6.2. Cheaper than he is on FanDuel and on DraftKings. KCP, yeah, I can get with that. Booker, 7.6. That's no problem there. Okay, so we're good, man. We're good. We're good. Good one, man. Good one. So, yo, we built our FanDuel and our DraftKings player pool. Yo, meet me in the VIP. Let's powwow about 5:30 Standard Eastern Time. If you want to get in there with us to build some lineups and get to the money, it's very simple. Go to the website. It's www.dfssweatshop.com. Once upon your pay subscription, I will usher you into the very best Facebook group online. It'll be all good and wonderful. Thank you all so much. Let's go out and have a profitable Friday, man. Let's get the weekend cracking. Remember, Saturday night, the Iceman and I, me and Ronald Coley, we will be chopping up to, this week's NFL slate for Sunday. We're going to be doing that at 9:30 Saturday Night Live, so get with us then. That's going to be on YouTube. Then we're going to shut it down after the YouTube show. Go back into the VIP and build some of those NFL lines too. So it's all going down in the Sweatshop VIP. Get with us. Like I said, www.dfssweatshop.com. Shout out to RotoQL. Shout out to the Iceman. Shout out to all of you in the VIP. Everybody on Twitter. Yo, we are approaching. Yo, we're coming up on 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, man. So that's a dope thing. Like, it really is. I remember when it was just me and 10 other cats. You know what I'm saying? It was just me and like 10 other people chopping shit up. And now, like, we have really grown. And it's because of all the love that y'all have been showing, man. So I can't thank you all enough for that, man. It's been really dope. Thank you all so much, man, for everything. And I just want you to, yeah, we're almost there. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers. So don't forget to like, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share, all of that good shit, man. And I have no issue chopping up with you, man. I would love to. So for yours truly, the DFS Jerusalem, yo, much love and peace to y'all. If you're on DraftKings, keep it $3.50. If you're on FanDuel, keep it $4.50. You're rocking with the best, where we keep it real, we keep it honest, and we always keep it 300. Peace.